Hey guys, this is the beginning of the year and I think it's a very good time for me to share how I set my goals, because during the years I've tried many goal setting methods, but I think this one is very good. I personally discovered this method. We could say that I invented this method, so I feel kind of like super proud, because this method is super effective. It is super simple and it will make your life much easier. The first time I set my goal, I was still in high school. Maybe I was around 15 or 16 years old. I just went to the local library and I was just walking around and I saw the self-help development books. Back then, self-help development wasn't that trendy, and I saw one book and the title was like The Rules of Success or How to Be Successful or something super cheesy, but I was like, I don't know, 15 or 16 years old. So I decided to pick up this book and I read this book within a day and I was so hooked. And the book was like, you should write down your goals. So I got a notebook and I started writing, and I wrote and I had a few pages with goals, and the goals were like around 50 or 60 items on the list. And I realized now that was way too much, but I was a kid, I didn't know better. So at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year, I had this habit of always writing down my goals. And recently I found some of the old lists I had, and I was just like laughing because I wanted like stupid stuff like buy a new jacket. Back then I thought like a new jacket is cool, but right now I realize that a new jacket won't make me happy, so it's just kind of like a waste, a goal on my list. So right now I know that a new jacket is not so essential. It's something that it's cool to have, it's good to have it, but I can definitely live without it. Then in the next few years, I was just like reading more and more self-help development, and I discovered Brian Tracy. And Brian Tracy had this, I think his exercise was like to write down the 10 things that are most essential to your success and just to follow this list. Still, I had 7 to 10 items on my list, but that felt way too much. And I'm into real social dynamics RSD. If you're familiar with this, you know what I'm talking about. But whenever I'd go to YouTube, I'd watch RSD Tyler, and whenever RSD Tyler spoke about a book, I'd go and I'd buy the book. And in one of his videos, he mentioned a book that was called The Kabbalion. I immediately went online and I got the book and I read The Kabbalion. And usually The Kabbalion is kind of like a spiritual book, and this is when this video will get weird. And The Kabbalion covers the 7 Hermetic principles. It includes many universal principles. It includes ancient truths that are the center of many spiritual teachings. And whenever I was reading the book, I remember I was just kind of like blown away by the information in this book. If I have to describe the information within this book, the one word that comes to my head is wisdom. So this book made me wiser, and I felt like I was seeing all those universal principles in front of my eyes. And whenever I read the book, I was just like, oh, it's so simple. It was in front of my eyes during this whole time. So it's a great book. I recommend you read it. And something that stayed with me, something I remember until this day, this book said that if you want to be happy, you need to figure out 3 things. And those 3 things are love, wealth, and health. If you have these 3 things, you will be completely happy. Those 3 things are the pillars of happiness, if you wanna call them. And I decided, instead of me chasing 100 things this year, I'm just gonna set one major goal for each area in my life. And I decided to pick a goal that will have a tremendous impact on my life. Whenever I was setting the goals, I was thinking, what will have the biggest impact? I was like, what is the most important thing? What do I really want to achieve? What is the most important? What will have the biggest impact? And I'll choose this one goal. And whenever I chose this one goal, I'd break these goals into daily numbers. I break the goal into numbers because that way it was super easy for me to measure it. So I made this goal super easy to measure. And I'm just gonna give you the example with weight loss because it's super easy to understand. I wanted to do yoga. I wanted to do mountain climbing. I wanted to do MMA. I wanted to do all those crazy things. But if I wanted to be happy and if I wanted to lose weight, because that was my main goal, to lose weight, I needed to eat in a caloric deficit. So my number one goal was to eat in a caloric deficit. And I knew that if I want to lose weight, I need to be between 2000 and 2400 calories per day. And this made the goal very easy to measure. So every day, what I needed to do, I just needed to wake up and eat less than 2400 calories. And that was it. Super simple. In business back then, I decided that I wanted bringing 3 or 4 new clients, and that meant that I needed to send 300 to 400 outreach messages. That makes less than 2 messages per day. And so this was super simple because I just needed to wake up, send a few direct messages, and I was on my way to crush my business goal. I had the numbers, I had the data from previous years. So this was like much easier for me. But I think you got the idea. I think you got the idea. And here I'm just gonna leave the example with health and wealth because love is kind of like hard to measure. It's very hard to measure love. So I'm gonna leave it here. And I'm just gonna give you this goal setting method. I urge you to try it because it's very powerful, it's very effective. Set just 3 main goals. Set 1 goal for wealth, 1 goal for health, and 1 goal for love. Make sure you pick big goals and make sure you break that goal into numbers so you have accountability. And this is something that's very easy to track. It's gonna give you clarity, it's simple to use. So make sure you set a big goal for yourself. Make sure you have the numbers in front of you and you're just gonna have the numbers in your head all the time. And you're just gonna do it. So it's gonna make your life much easier. Thank you for watching. My name is Niko. This was my channel, Digital Marketing Tips and Tricks. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna add another video on the screen for you to watch. And yeah, I'm gonna see you in my next video.